Hi, welcome to Tally Alley, where we do dumb stuff. I'm Evan.
And I'm Haley.
And welcome to Movie Alley Week 6.
And this episode, we're going to talk about Knives Out, which we saw a pre-screening of last weekend.
Yeah. I mean, it's great. It's kind of what I was expecting.
Yeah.
Not normally a huge fan of Rian Johnson, but he didn't do bad.
I don't have an opinion on the director, so...
I just don't like The Last Jedi.
So, he had some preconceived notions of the director, which really had nothing to do with how
No,
this film
nothing to
was
do with the
done
movie at all. But yeah, because the actors were all amazing. It was really fun.
Yeah, it was a really good mystery because they did kind of keep you guessing throughout the whole movie. Like, you kind of had hints that you thought, oh, it was this person or oh, it was that person. But, like, overall, they did a pretty good job of, like, not actually letting you know who they were going to be.
They kind of bait and switched you
a couple times.
Multiple times where they were like, they served you up this person on a silver platter and went, oh, well, our detective doesn't know about this, so this is a little secret for us, so this is definitely what's going to actually happen. And they were like, but what if it didn't happen?
Yeah, it was really interesting how they handled it, and I think the ending was really cool for it, like how
nice.
It was done.
I liked it.
It was, there was some weird quirks, like the one quirk of, like, the, like, nurse, not being able to, like, lie was, like, a very odd quirk, and it was very purposeful how they put it there because it kind of made you think that everything she was saying was true.
Yeah.
But...
Which in a way it was.
But it wasn't 100% of the
truth. It was
truth.
her truth.
Yeah. But it was really interesting, though, because that wouldn't have been something I would have picked because it was a very random thing, but I think it did make you, like, super focus on her.
Yeah.
All the actors did phenomenal in their roles because
Everyone seemed like they had a lot of fun.
Yeah, like, they all felt, like, very in with their characters and stuff like that. None of it seemed very forced and stuff like that, and it looked just like they probably had a good time.
I mean, Chris Evans wasn't playing a Boy Scout.
No, he definitely wasn't playing a Boy Scout. I haven't really watched any interviews of them talking about the film, but he looked like he had a blast filming this role because it's definitely very different from anything he's done for quite a while. I mean, he did, I think, a really long time ago kind of play more of the bad boy role,
from every teen movie ever, he played, like, the mean jock or whatever, but that's, like, about it.
For a very long time, he's kind of been playing, like, a more, like, straight-laced kind of character. And so I think it was probably really fun for him to get to try something a little different like this and do something that's a very different type of film. And they had quite a bit of people in the cast. Sorry, our dog's in the room, and she's apparently decided to move around everywhere. But no, there was a lot of people in this cast too. I don't know what the budget was or anything like that because I know it was more of an indie type film. I know it played at a lot of film festivals, but they definitely had quite the star-studded cast, which probably had a lot to do with Rian Johnson being the director. But no, it was a really good film. I
mean, it was definitely like they even made jokes about it, but it was definitely just Clue come to life as a movie. But, I mean, they literally even were like, yeah, this house is basically just one big Clue board. Like, I mean, they knew what they were doing, and I think that was totally the intended
because
outcome.
The entire concept was a murder mystery about a mystery author.
Yeah.
So, it was like the author had got this house that was kind of like a mystery house.
Yeah.
And had, like, little things from all of his books, and so that type of stuff was used kind of in the murder and in the discovery of things and everything like that. There was an interesting play with a fake knife at the end of the film that there had been a comment made about.
They had mentioned
in the
about
it's
hard to tell what's a prop and what's real.
Yeah, and that was kind of the theme throughout the whole movie. It was kind of hard to tell what was fake and what was real and who was lying and who was telling the truth and stuff like that. But
it was really well, like, kind of put together as, like, a sequence.
Yeah,
like,
it was very well paced.
It
paced very well.
Yeah.
I liked, there was one thing that they didn't actually show. I'm sure they filmed it, but at the end, oh gosh, I can't remember his name. But one of the guys has, like, a black eye. And you don't, like, see him get the black eye, but you, like, saw a sequence with
Ransom's dad.
Yeah. But you saw, like, his wife reading a letter beforehand, and then, like, the next time you see him, he's, like, been punched. And so it's kind of alluded that she probably punched him, and it looks like it was maybe something that got cut on the cutting room floor.
Yeah.
Because it probably wasn't necessary.
I don't know. I'd have liked to see that.
It would have been really cool to see, but it wasn't something that was necessary to the length.
It kind of matched the theme of the whole movie, though, of like not exactly showing us what happened, just letting us figure it out. The movie had a lot of things that they even stated happened over and over in different stuff, but they never really show you everything.
Well, and they would show us different versions of things as people were telling
based on who was telling the story, yeah.
From everyone's perspective, so it was kind of like showing you from the detective's point of view of like, this is all of the information he's getting and how these people perceived or telling you things happened. But so you kind of had to read between the lines to see what actually happened in that situation.
Yeah, like based on whose interview it was, like they would show like the same shot of a room, but like, oh, well, this person's telling the story, so they're right here behind person X or whatever, compared to this person telling it, now they're there instead.
And I really, really loved, because right at the beginning, you see the nurse come in with breakfast for the author, and you see her like walk into the room and finding him like dead there. And it's like this big thing with like the breakfast flying off the tray, and there's this coffee mug that says like,
it's
my house,
I think it's my money, my house, my rules.
It says something to do with my coffee or something like that on it.
Oh, okay.
It has like, it might have said my money, my house, my coffee or something like that, but it has the word coffee on it somewhere, because I thought it was an odd little, you know, like a little quirky coffee cup type thing. And at the end of the film, you actually see the nurse drinking out of that same coffee cup.
Well, was it the nurse that found it? I thought it was like the housekeeper. I thought the housekeeper found him.
Maybe you're right.
And then the nurse, didn't find him? I thought it was the housekeeper.
Yeah, I think you're right, actually. But anyways, it was this coffee cup, and I just thought it was really funny.
But it was like his signature coffee cup. Throughout all like the flashbacks, normally the coffee cup was like with him. It was like his thing.
So it was kind of showing that like, because the nurse was the one that was actually given everything in his will.
Yeah.
And so
it was like part C of the movie.
Yeah. And so it was kind of like this very like calm ending to the film in a way of like, oh, like she's got the coffee cup, so like she's definitely like moved in as like the head of this like situation. Yeah. But I don't know, I liked the coffee cup callback because it wasn't something that was super important.
Callback, yeah.
But it was something that kind of finalized.
It was like a subtle little like, I'm gonna keep it and take everything now.
But no, I really enjoyed the movie. It was definitely funnier than I was expecting it to be.
I was expecting it to be more serious, but I enjoyed the comical relief that they had.
Well, in the scene they showed it like I think in every trailer. It was the big thing with Chris Evans with his comments, and I actually did watch one little clip of an interview where he was saying that it was actually supposed to be like F off, and they didn't want the film to be R-rated, so they were trying to think up an alternative, and that's kind of what they came up with. Because Chris had a friend that used to say that.
I think that's a lot. It fit the role, I think, a lot better than... Because I feel like Ransom, like he's not like the type to say like F off or something. He's more like the comical, like, I'm just going to say something that'll annoy you, but like not actually say anything too bad.
Absolutely one of the best scenes in the film, because it's like, you can just see, like, because the detective's there and he's watching his family, and it's like, escalating so fast and so extremely. And it was really a really good scene, and kind of was Ransom's like redeeming scene in the movie.
It was like the one of his best scenes for sure.
Yeah, he played a lot bigger role, I think, than I was
I thought he was just. I kind of thought he was just going to be a side.
Well, because for the beginning of the film, you actually don't see him as quickly as we see most of the other characters.
I mean, he's literally not there till like probably a third of the way through the movie.
Yeah, so you kind of like. Because at first I was like, oh, he's going to be a big part of the movie. And then as the movie was starting, I was like, well, maybe not. Yeah. And then it was like, all of a sudden he was in it constantly. And so it was actually really cool how that was all handled and stuff like that. But what would you rate this movie?
I give it like probably a 4. Mm-hmm. It's good, but it's not like I could watch it a couple times, like over and over, but it wouldn't be something that I'm going to like watch like every week or something. Like it's nothing like...
It was, I think, better than I was expecting it to be in some ways, not as well as I was expecting it in others, but I did really, really enjoy it. It was definitely a very enjoyable film, and if it wasn't for all of the language in it, I would probably be, like, recommending, like, our grandparents to go see it, because they would probably find it really funny, but it is...
I don't know, they'd probably still like it.
They probably would, but it's a very language-heavy film in a lot of ways, just because of the situation that they're in and stuff like that, and it's... I mean, it all... kind of fits. None of it seems super forced with the
I don't
language
think
in
it's
it.
forced at
But
all,
at the
really.
same time, like,
Maybe the
it
ransom
is
scene you could argue is a little forced, but I don't know. It was kind of funny there.
It's definitely a film that does have. There's nothing like horribly gory or anything in it like that, but definitely the language is a little heavy on this one.
Is there anything gory at all?
Well, I mean, you do see some blood, but I mean, it's nothing like hardly any different than you would see in a regular like daytime show or something like
Blue
that.
Bloods.
Yeah, it's nothing horribly major, but it was a very well done film, so I think I would probably give it a 4 too. So I think I would agree on that.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Really good. Nothing like super crazy amazing though, but I'd watch it again.
Yeah.
It was good enough to watch again. Definitely worth like paying
to go
see.
A very different type of comedy film, but in a very good way.
Yeah, I imagine it's similar to how it would go to play Clue with your friends all night. You know, you're going to laugh, but you're also probably going to yell at each other and someone's going to get murdered because it's a board game. No one ends well in a board game. But that's it for Movie Alley Week 6. We'll be talking about 21 Bridges in another video, and then...
not really sure what else we've got coming up, but we're got a few more plans for some more movies to see next week. So.
Alright, so that's all for us.
And happy late Thanksgiving, because this is probably going up the day after Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. Alright, and we're done. Cut.